Hello, I'm in Chapter 6, Section 3, talking about dividing polynomials. I'm on page 426, and you're probably wondering, did I record the same video twice? No, I didn't, because last time we did problems 5, 6, and 7 using synthetic division. I'm going to use the same problems, 5, 6, and 7, except this time I'm going to do the area model. So we're going to show that both methods. So here's how the area model works. I have two terms here. I'm going to start drawing my boxes. And I've got three terms here. So I'm going to make a 2 by 3 box. And as I said when I did this, I'm always a little hesitant about drawing the box ahead of time. I'm way more comfortable drawing this on my whiteboard, my dry erase board, and that way I can erase and add to it as we go, kind of show you how flexible we need to be. Using a Sharpie, it's a little permanent, but that's okay. I'm going to take my x subtract 3 and I'm going to put it right here. Now this 7x squared subtract 23x plus 6 goes in here. This box right here, this one, is probably going to be my remainder. Okay? And this one is probably going to be empty, so that's okay. These two together are going to add up to negative 23x. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, it's going to be like a puzzle. I'm going to be like a private investigator. I'm just going to follow the clues, and I don't know, there's some puzzles, Sudoku is one of them if you ever do Sudoku, where if this here and that's here, it has to be this thing. And that's kind of what's happening here. So whatever is right here at the top, which is what I want to find out, because this is going to be my answer, my quotient, but that part times that has to be 7x squared. So 7x squared is going to go right here. So my question is, what do I multiply by x that gives me 7x to the second power? Well, obviously this has to be 1 times 7. That equals 7. And then x times x equals x to the second power. And as always, rewind that and pause that if you need to hear me say that again. And ask questions. So 7x squared comes from here. And if that's an x, that has to be 7x. Using the same logic, if that's 7x and that's negative 3, this has to be negative 21x. Because negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. All right, cool. So now these two boxes together have to add up to negative 23. What do I add to negative 21 that equals negative 23? Negative 2. And since it's all, I was just talking about the coefficients, negative 21x plus negative 2x equals negative 23. So now I'm just filling in the box with what it has to be. What do I multiply by x that equals negative 2x? That's negative 2. And of course, again, just filling in the box, negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. And check this out. What do I add to 6, positive 6, that equals 6? 0, which is my remainder. So I didn't get a remainder for this one. So 7x squared subtract 23x plus 6 divided by x minus 3 is 7x subtract 2. With or without the parentheses. Let's look what it was with synthetic division. Same answer. Perfect. Where did I put this? I'm trying to be organized here on my messy desk. You can't see it. Okay. This was the one where we talked about just a moment ago because it's missing all these terms. So I got to rewrite that. X to the 4th power plus 0 times x to the 3rd power plus 0 times x to the 2nd power subtract 5x plus 10. That's the product that I have here with the missing terms. Okay? I'm going to divide by x plus 3. So I'll put x in the 3 like this. Now the thing is that I'm going to have 5 terms here in my product. That means that I'm going to have 4 terms plus the remainder in my quotient, okay, whenever I divide it. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 terms plus the remainder. And actually, I could probably just put it like that. I don't even know if I need that box. And last time, if you remember, I didn't need that box, and my remainder was 0. So I might end up with a remainder of 0. I already did this problem in the previous video, so I know I'm not going to. But if I pretend that I don't know what it is, that's fine. Okay, let's start with the x to the 4th power. Watch this. X to the 4th power, that means that has to be x to the 3rd power. Think about it. 3 times x to the 3rd power is 3x cubed. These two together have to add up to 0. So this has to be negative 3x cubed. Really, honestly, it seems confusing at first. Everything just falls in with what it has to be. What has to be up here? Negative 3x squared. What has to be in this box? 3 times negative 3x squared, which is negative 9x squared. These two boxes have to add up to 0. So what has to be in this box? Positive 9x squared. What has to be at the top? 9x, because 9x times x is 9x squared. What has to be in this box? 3 times 9 is 27, so 3 times 9x is 27x. What has to be in this box? That plus that has to equal negative 5. So 27 plus what equals negative 5? Negative 32x. That's another reason why I don't like drawing the boxes ahead of time, because sometimes I make my boxes too small. What has to be up here? What do I multiply by x equals negative 32x? Negative 32. Excuse me. You're probably getting tired of hearing me say it, but I'm going to keep doing it. What has to be in this box? 3 times negative 32 is negative 96. Get my paper ready to go. And what do I add to negative 96? That equals 10. That would be 106, which is my remainder. So everything just goes zoom, zoom, zoom. And I get x to the 3rd power, subtract 3x squared, plus 9x, subtract 32, plus my remainder, which is 106 over x plus 3. And is that in screen? Yep. This is my synthetic division when I did it. I got the same thing. I wrote the 1 there, which is fine because you know the 1's there. It's hidden. All right, one more. Standard form. It's not missing any terms, not like this one. So everything's going to be cool. I'm going to make my box, make it a little bigger. I got a little nervous about that right there. X plus 7, I write it on the side. What has to go in this box? The x squared. So what has to be right here? So I multiply by x and get x squared, the other x. What has to be in this box? 7x. 7x plus whatever's here, I just put the little mark to say these two go together. 7x plus what's in that box has to add up to 1x. So what do I add to 7 that equals 1? Negative 6. What do I multiply by x that equals negative 6x? Negative 6. So 7 times negative 6 is negative 42. And what do I add to negative 42 that equals negative 42? The remainder, which is 0. So my x squared plus x subtract 42 divided by x plus 7 is x subtract 6, which is what we said it would be when we did it synthetic division. All right, we'll see you back for the one more video with the application. Good luck.